Digital Extremes has to be the most unique developer I ever came across. Now, just like any developer, sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it less right, sometimes they get it wrong, and sometimes, just sometimes, they get it so right that it should be wrong. And today, my friends, we have such an example with the Tenent Spirex. Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and today we're going to be diving deeper into this secondary weapon. As per the usual, I'm going to have a cheap build, something affordable that most will be able to build. But fret not, we also got the endgame setup with prime mods, galvanized mods, arcanes, warframe buffs, essentially the works. That said though, please bear in mind that my builds and guides usually take a more new player friendly tone. There's a lot of info here, especially for the Spirex, so if you're a vet and you already know most of this stuff, please bear with me. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the Tenet Spirex. Let's begin by checking out how the weapon handles without any mods equipped. And for that, just a couple of free shots. The Tenent Spirex is a semi-automatic secondary weapon with a projectile-based attack. And this projectile, by default with no mods whatsoever, is on the quick side. Let me show you 30 meters to the target, something like, well, that's a lot more, 37. You're getting your damage on pretty quickly, and that matters to the weapon excellent lot. Not only that, but upon contact, this projectile will be detonating in a massive 2-meter explosion. Yes, unfortunately, the explosion isn't all that big. I mean, that's the extent of the explosion's range, but on the plus side, the damage fall off is only 20%. Take a look at the reload on this puppy. Semi-automatic weapon. 8 magazine and a pretty lengthy reload. Thankfully, it does have one more trick up its sleeve. If you get a headshot, take a look at my buff bar now. You're gonna get yourself a buff called Bullseye Reload. It's specific to this weapon. It can stack up 2 times, and per stack, you're getting yourself 25 reload speed for 4 seconds. So fully stacked, 50% for 4 seconds. The problem with this one, however, is the fact that it fully resets when those 4 seconds are up. So it doesn't go to a stack and then to 0. Subsequent headshots are definitely a must if you want to keep up that reload speed. And you should, because again, normally it's a tad on the lengthy side. Now, my friends, if you're just interested in a build, then please skip ahead, because right now I'm gonna go deeper into the weapon. There's a lot to talk about this one, simply because there's a lot of mods which are not working, and they're supposed to be working, and there's a lot of talk about progenitors, this and that, and a whole lot of, not misinformation, but confusion regarding this weapon. So I shall clarify. This having 2 damage instances, you have the projectile hitting your target and the explosion as well. That's why I can stack up my buff, my creeping bullseye, whatever it's called. Okay, bullseye reloaded with a single shot to 2. No mods, no multi-shot whatsoever, because I'm getting a headshot. 1 with a bullet making contact with a target, and the second damage instance is of course the explosion. That means 2 potential sources of applying status to my weapon. And that's very important, because you see, this weapon has guaranteed impact procs. And tell me, my friends, what do guaranteed impact procs synergize well with? Yay, more slash and viral through hemorrhage. Hooray, same build, only differently this time. Yes. Now, with guaranteed impact procs, of course, we're gonna go for hemorrhage, especially considering the base fire rate of the weapon, which is below 2.5. Amazing, amazing. So we're gonna get the full 70% out of hemorrhage. Now, there's a few things you need to understand about hemorrhage. It can only get you 1 slash proc per damage instance, and it's important to understand what is a damage instance. For example, right now I'm doing 2 damage instances, 1 the bullet, 2 the explosion, but this weapon is fully capable of getting you 2 impact procs on the same target with a single bullet. And I'm not talking about the explosion and the bullet separately, no, just the bullet itself without the explosion. Allow me to demonstrate. What is it? What was it called again? Oh yeah, the Spirex. That's what we're reviewing. I have this one. This is a cold roll, a 34.1% cold roll. Yes, so no impact on this one. My main one does have impact, and I'll explain later why that is. Now, it takes a couple of shots to actually get to impacts with the same bullet, but allow me to demonstrate. Nope. Nope. There you go. 2 impacts with a single bullet on your target. Even if you do get 2 impacts, 1 is from the guaranteed impact proc, and 1's from the weapon status chance and IPS, the bullet's status chance and IPS. Even if you get 5 with a single bullet, you're still gonna get a maximum of 1 slash proc on your target. That's how hemorrhage works. So knowing that, the obvious question becomes, okay, fine, then what kind of progenitor should I go for? Should I go for impact? Well, if you go for impact, there are a few pluses and a couple of minuses as well. Let's talk on this weapon, which is unmodded. Well, this is unupgraded. I just use it for the demonstration purposes. If I go plus impact on the weapon, I can get myself an easier time getting 2 impact procs with the bullet, with this part of the damage. This is the bullet, this is the radial attack. But it doesn't really help me all that much. It's not worthless, definitely not, because at the end of the day, Hemorrhage will get me a 70% chance per status application, per impact status application. Yes, so it can only always not proc. I always have a 30% chance per impact application to not get the status proc, so plus impact is definitely good. Besides, it's gonna apply to the radial attack. Hooray! The problem with the radial attack is that it's wimpy, extremely wimpy, so the slashes generated by it are simply not all that powerful, as I will demonstrate with a full build. Okay, so impact is not ideal, then what am I gonna do? Oh, I know. Let's talk about Galvanized Shot. It doesn't work. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. I fully tested it. It's still broken. For the record, this is the best mod you can have on this weapon after Dear Digital Extremes fixes it. And with this one in mind, you might think, dude, the obvious choice at this point, I can go cold, yes? And if I slap on some cold on the weapon, just like this one has cold, I'm gonna get blast. And tell me, my friends, what is blast for condition overload, or in this case, Galvanized Shot? It represents, so be it for a short amount of time, 2 type of statuses on the target, so you're getting yourself double that bonus damage. It would be fantastic. It's the same trick we use, or in some cases use, with condition overload. But again, right now Galvanized Shot doesn't work, and there is a problem with that approach. You're still gonna need viral on that weapon, right? I have cold on this one, I have to make viral. Look what happens if I make viral. Pistol Pestilence and Frostbite, boom. I no longer have blast on the weapon. Because while it doesn't have any elemental mods on the weapon, the progenitor's bonus will be combining with the base heat of the weapon to combine blast. Again, all Spirexes have default heat, there's nothing you can do about it. If I'm gonna mod for a combination that has the progenitor's damage, then it's simply gonna wash into my elemental combo. So this is the same reason we're not going for a toxin progenitor either. If I was to go for a toxin progenitor, all it would do, I still gotta go to 60-60 mods, so I'm still not saving any mod space. What it would do is increase Viral's chance to proc. It's proc priority, and that is definitely not a bad idea. So again, going for Toxin, not horrible. Going for Impact, not horrible. What other options do you have? Well, what other options do you have? You can always go Magnetic if you are having issues with the Corpi. Magnetic, fantastic choice against Corpus, but even high-level Corpus on Steel Path, they're not exactly the most hard-to-kill bunch. Their issue is that they deal a whole lot of damage, and they have abilities and high mobility. That's the problem with Corpus, not their actual survivability. So there you go. Those are the options. That said, today I'm going to be showcasing a Impact Spirex. Mod capacity 80 out of 80, and if your comes with only 30 out of 30, jump to actions, plug in that auto catalyst, and double that mod capacity. Is it worth it on the Spirex? 100%, my friends. Definitely go for this one. It's a powerful secondary weapon, even though from a usability standpoint it kind of feels like a turbo stapler, but there you go. When it comes to Forma, this one comes with 2V polarities by default. Fantastic. Honestly, you just need to add 1 maximum of 2 Forma to this weapon, but if you want the full mastery points, this being a Tenant weapon, you're gonna have to add 5, and that's how you get to rank 40, capacity 40, with the catalyst in, double, you go to 80. That's how all Tenant and Kuva weapons work, and the Paracesis as well. You should unlock the weapon Excel slot because you have a couple of great candidates for this one. First of all, lethal momentum. Projectile flight speed is always good. It makes it easier to land precise headshots on your targets, and you need to go for headshots, puppy, because only the projectile actually deals some decent damage. The radial attack is more like a primer, if you will. More like to soften them up with viral and all whatnot. And this is a high critical chance and critical damage weapon, and you do got high critical chance and critical damage mods for secondary weapons. So lethal momentum, very smart choice. I don't like it though on this one. The projectile flight speed by default is pretty good. What I like to use is steady hands because as you saw there, the recoil on this one kicks like a bloody mule. Let's talk arcanes. Should you unlock it? Of course you should unlock it. And if you're playing melee, use dexterity and that's it. Honestly, you don't need to overcomplicate things, but if you don't, then I would still go Merciless over Deadhead, simply because Deadhead, much like Galvanized Crosshairs, triggers only if you kill your target with a legit headshot. If your target dies under the effect of a slash, heat proc, or whatever else damage over time, you're not getting this benefit. So your bullet or explosion needs to get the killing blow with a headshot in order for Deadhead to proc. So knowing this, go with Merciless. Now, my friends, let's have a look at stats. As you saw, critical chance is fantastic. Fire rate at 2.33. Bellissima for Hemorrhage. Yes, because it's below 2.5. Now, here was my hope. What if I go with critical chance with creeping bullseye? Yes, minus 20% fire rate. And then that would allow me to lethal torrent. Yeah? Unfortunately, no. It goes to 3.27 and you lose the 2.5 bonus. So forget about it. You're just gonna go with Hemorrhage and not with lethal torrent at all. Noise alarming, the reload 2.4 seconds, but again, you do have that buff, so you can reduce that quite heavily. Riven disposition of 1, no, getting Rivens for this one right now is simply not worth it because of the low disposition, and you either have to get super lucky to get a Riven, which is actually worth slotting on the weapon, or pay a whole lot of plat, and that's simply not something I can honestly endorse. Status chance, Jesus, 40%, wow. Wow, 40% to that high, probably gonna get nerfed. Yeah, anyway, damage is impact, puncture, and heat, my friends, and the highest amount is impact. And in this case, even though I bloody hate impact with a freaking vengeance, it's a good thing for Hemorrhage. The radial attack, on the other hand, it has the heat and it has the impact in my case because this is a 60% impact roll. And even if you don't get a 60% impact roll, you're still gonna have a good enough value on your impact so it actually procs. But again, impact is an option for this one. Let's have a look at a standard build, shall we? Hornet Strike for damage, multi-shot with barrel diffusion, critical chance, and critical damage with target cracker and creeping bullseye. My friends, this is a cheapo, ordinary, average, everyday setup, something that a newer Tenno can afford. Yes, I know that Mr. OPness already has galvanized diffusion, prime target crack, and so on and so forth, but you know what? Not every Tenno has this, so initially we're going standard, then we're going all maxed out. Please have some patience for the little guy. Speaking about the little guy, you better farm yourself some Frostbite and Pistol Pestilence. This one you get from Spy Missions, and this one you get from Corrupted War in the Void. Creeping Bullseye over normal Pistol Gambit. Let me show you why that is. 120% versus 200%, and honestly the fire rate you're not really gonna feel all that much. This is or should be treated as a precision weapon. If you're not getting the bullet correctly on your target, you're not gonna deal a whole lot of damage. Again, don't count on that area of effect. Hit your target properly, do not aim for the feet on this one. Now, if you got Prime, of course, go for the Prime mods. As for the last slot on the weapon, obviously this is an option slot. Before we talk about option slots, let's talk about critical damage on secondary weapons. 60% is simply too low. If you got Prime, use Prime, but do consider sharpened bullets. And it's an on-kill effect, fine. It's an on-kill effect, but it's 75% for 9 seconds, a bit better than Target Cracker. It is a solid choice. As for your option slot, well, Magnum Force, you could do something with this one. I'm not a fan of Magnum Force on this weapon simply because this being a projectile-based attack and all the multi-shot you're going to be getting, especially with Galvanized Diffusion, the projectiles simply go way too much off crosshairs. And again, while the AoE is cool to look at, it doesn't deal that much damage. But again, it is a solid option. I'm not gonna knock this one. With 78% crit chance right now, just because of Creeping Bullseye, what if we were to guarantee our crit chance, right? Galvanized crosshairs, right? No. Hell no to this one. Allow me to demonstrate. Why not on this one? The normal version of hydraulic crosshairs gives you 145% critical chance on headshot when aiming for 9 seconds. This one, the base part, the guaranteed-ish part, if you will, again on headshot, again while aiming, 120%, slightly less for 12 seconds. Fantastic, it's fine, but this one still gives you more. As for the bonus, it's on a headshot kill. We're not going to be using this one for the same reason we're not using Primary Deadhead. A lot of our targets are simply going to die off under the effects of Slash, so I'm never going to get that proc that gives me the bonus critical chance. Not only that, but this one has a hard reset when the timer runs out. No, you don't go to a lower stack, it just poof, fully resets. So for this reason, on this weapon, hydraulic crosshairs over galvanized crosshairs. And this should be like a standard-ish build. Again, in the final slot, plug into this one whatever you feel comfortable with. I feel obliged to point out the following mod. I hate preaching plus impact, I really do. Saxum Spittle, 90% impact and 60% status chance. Hey, it's a smart choice. Okay, it's a smart choice. I had to mention it. Plus impact, better chance of impact proccing, and again, even if you can't get more than one slash per damage instance, just because you're proccing impact twice, you can also get 0 slashes while proccing impact twice because you got a chance of 70%. Not a guaranteed chance you're gonna get yourself a slash, so do bear that one in mind. You can go with Saxum Spittle, the additional status chance is worth it as well. I prefer a bit more crit. Let's bump it up with level 120 Corrupted Heavy Goons. Now, just so you know, I'm not cheating. No Warframe buffs, no arcanes, no corrosive projections, no tricks to make this weapon seem more powerful than it actually is. And of course, we're gonna go straight for headshots with a cheapo, average, ordinary build. My friends, one shot on that target, 4 impacts, 1 slash. See what I meant? 4 impacts, 1 slash. Almost killed my target, but no tamale, man. No tamale. Honestly, the one-shot potential, even with cheap, average, everyday mods of this weapon is outstanding. This is one heavy-duty kicker. Take a look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely sensational. And the fire rate is not really an issue for me, at least not for a weapon such as this. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. My friends, this weapon packs one hell of a punch. Now let me show you the AoE component on this guy. Wait, hold on. Hold on, just wait. Hey, wait, I don't have the crit. Damn it. Okay, I got my crit. Hold on. Don't die. Is it clear enough? The AoE sucks. It simply sucks. Even with plus impact that can apply slash, it simply sucks. Don't count on it. Don't think about it unless, of course, you're talking about spreading the viral love. Now, let's talk about a maxed out setup. Let me get one thing clear. Galvanized Shot, again, I think I already mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it one more time, is the best mod you can have on this build. There's no questions about it. It can easily outrank Hornet Strike, no problem, if you manage to keep those buffs up. But it doesn't work right now. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We're gonna go for the normal version of Hydraulic Crosshairs, Galvanized Diffusion, Prime Pistol Gamba, Prime Target Crack, Secondary Merciless. Basically, pretty similar to the build we had before. Oh, some of you are gonna ask for Prime Fulmination. Stop it. No Prime Fulmination when your base range is 2 meters. 66% out of 2 meters is not really gonna make that big of a difference. So no Prime Fulmination. One shot on that target. Oh mama, that hurts you so bad. 31 slashes. And you know what's the problem now? Well, the good part is that with every kill, I'm getting stronger and stronger and stronger because of Galvanized Diffusion. Beautiful. And Merciless. I'm Merciless right now. Again, no Warframe buffs whatsoever. No cheats of any... Ooh, there he goes! Mama, there she goes! Gone! Can't see it anymore. She's gone now. This is how powerful this weapon is. 54,000 slash. Do I even need to take this one to Warframe buffs? No, I don't. No, I don't. But I'm gonna do it anyway with Lady Mirage Prime. Because you know what? This is my favorite part to each review. I'd say Lady Mirage Prime and her outstanding buffs. Let's change it like so. I actually stole this beautiful fashion in our fashion frame contest from Matthew, I believe. Thank you, Matthew. It's beautiful. Bellissima. Corrosive projection. Yay. So this one coming a mile away. As for arcanes, Arcane Rage does nothing for us. You can go with Arcane Precision. Take a look at this one. On headshot, not headshot kill or anything of the sort. 100% chance for 300% damage to pistols for 18 seconds. Now, some of you love Pistolier. You know why? Because it sounds cool. Pistol, it's on headshot kill. It's on a kill. I hate reloading, but even you still have the buff, so it's fine. Again, we're not really gonna get a whole lot of headshot kills. We're gonna get proc kills with slash and vitals. And of course, Arcane Avenger, this one, a 45% chance, 45% increase to your critical chance. It's a bonus additive after stacking on top of what you already have, regardless of your base crit chance, applying to your primary, secondary, and to your melee at the exact same time. It's an undamaged effect, so there you go. Both of these can be farmed from the third Eidolon down on Cetus or from the trade chat, your pick. We can even go for a companion. Honestly, the Vigilante mods don't work on secondary weapons. You can use something like a Volpaphyla to add yourself some vital procs, but honestly, it's not really needed. Now, we're gonna bump up the level to 155, because the damn game won't let me go higher than this. Oh, it would also be good to apply modifiers like plus health, plus armor to these targets to make even better tests, but what can you do? Unpause them so they can hit me and I can get my glorious, absolutely glorious buffs. Activate Mirage's Empower and her third ability for an absolutely massive damage increase, and her ever so lovely clones. Beautiful, beautiful. Stop dying to procs! I want to hit you, oh god damn it, it's dead. It's gone, mama, it's gone. How can I have fun if you die so quickly? How? Well, actually, in a normal situation such as this, Mirage would get totally hammered. Actually, you know what? Let's see if that's the truth or not. Let's undo the thing, okay? No more invincibility for me. Alright, no problem. I can hide behind corners. Oh, my build is meant to deal damage, really not meant to survive. But, as you can see, not an issue. Make sure you go for headshots if you... Ooh, baby, I love how that one just exploded. No, don't kick me back. You'll kill me now. I can't hit me here. Can't hit. You don't see me. Now you're dead. Ah! I got a slash proc. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. No, I'm totally fine, actually. Not even close to dying. I was never actually worried, my friends. The Tenent Spirex is an amazing secondary weapon. One is super, super, super powerful. One which I expect will be nerfed. But you know what, my friends? Enjoy it while it lasts. And you know why I think it's gonna be nerfed? This is not the full power of the weapon. It's not. It's not because Galvanized Shot doesn't work. And if Galvanized Shot would have been functional on this build, you simply drop your option slot and you go for Galvanized Shot. And it's gonna be even more insane than this. So there you go, my friends. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And if you got any sorts of feedback for me, let me know in the comment section down below. Also in the comment section down below, I'm curious, what do you think of the Spirex? I mean, visually it's so pleasing, but in actual gameplay it has the appeal of a turbo stapler. Or is it just me? I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!